Hello everybody, it's ShadowSlayerX, and we are going to talk about the neutral cards of this collection. Alright, so I'm just going to do it from top to bottom, as you see on the screen here. Hopefully, since I'm recording the desktop, it doesn't do that weird thing where it delays a bit, but I think the way I did it last episode, that even if it does delay, that you are still seeing what I'm talking about. So we'll try to do the same here. We're gonna start with Arc Thief Rafam, 9 mana. Battlecry, discover a powerful artifact. Now I'm gonna scroll down. The powerful artifacts are 10 mana Lantern of Power, give a minion 10/10. 10 mana Mirror of Doom, fill your board with 3/3 mummy zombies. Or 10 mana Timepiece of Horror, deal 10 damage randomly split among all enemies. I guess it's very situational what you need. I'm very curious, like, is a mummy zombie just blank? Does it have taunt? Does it have charge? Who knows? Don't think it's down here. No, yeah. So, for a 7/8, he's still BGHable. Although, it's one of those things where it could be really good. It just really needs to be tested. It does kind of put itself on curve from a 9 to a 10, although you're really spending 19 mana to do something. So, I think it'll be fun to play, test out. We have Reno Jackson, Battlecry. If your deck contains no more than one of any card, fully heal your hero. So it's a 6 mana 4/6. But if you pretty much just put one of everything in your deck, at any point that you play Reno Jackson, he can heal your hero from 1 to 30. I think that's pretty cool. It depends on what class you are. That might benefit better. So, Rogue, I think, maybe Warrior. I think it's okay. It's cool. Next is going to be Elise Starseeker. 4 mana 3/5, good stats. Battlecry, shuffle the Map to the Golden Monkey into your deck. So, Map of the Golden Monkey is a 2 mana, shuffle the Golden Monkey into your deck. Also draw a card. So, if, worst case scenario, you're just paying 2 mana to draw a card, you pay 3 to draw 2 cards in Mage. The monkey itself, though, is a 4 mana, taunt, Battlecry. Replace your hand and deck with legendary minions, and it's 6/6. That sounds super fun. I don't know how many cards you'll actually have left in your deck when you do it, but come on, who doesn't want to, there are the dreams where almost anything you can imagine, you'll have exactly what you want, or something you didn't even imagine, like 2 cards that you didn't think you could ever play together. Maybe you get Aviana and a Nubarak, and you can play them both the next turn. So it could be really cool, fun things like that, or Aviana and Confessor Palatress. Who knows? Next up, we're gonna do Bran Bronzebeard. So I totally remember this guy from World of Warcraft, but in Hearthstone, his ability is that your battle cries trigger twice, and his stat is 2/4, which is fine. I think this is cool depending on how it works. So, for instance, if you play a Bomb Lobber and your special delivery hits, the guy beside here, the 1/3, and it kills it. Does the second trigger Battlecry hit the same target, or can it target something else? Because if it does 4 damage and then another 4 damage and it puts it to -8, that's useless. Although if you hit a Molten Giant with 2 Bomb Lobbers with a Brand, that's better. But you see where I'm getting at? I like that clarification, which it'll be out today. Today's the 12th, so whatever. Speaking of this dude, we have Sir Finley Murgleton. 1 mana legendary, first one of its kind. He's a Murloc tag. 1/3, Battlecry. Discover a new basic hero power. So on our screen we'll have 1, 2, 3 hero powers that are not the one you start with. So if you're a shaman, you'll see Fireball, Armor Up, Lesser Heal. So that's awesome. You probably would take the Fireball, unless it depends on what you're actually doing, but or if you're a druid and you want to actually make savagery work, and you take the Armor Up hero power. I don't know, but yeah, I think he's awesome. He really changed the meta around, because hero powers are something important. Even though you're trying to play on curve, hero powers are what the game's about. Next up, we're gonna do Genie of Zephyrs, 5 mana, 4/6, great stat line. A cool ability: whenever you cast a spell on another friendly minion, cast a copy on this one. Obviously, first thing my mind goes to is Priest. So you'll have, if you're lucky, you can play this with coin, or you coin this out, so that on your next turn you can Power Word Shield, Divine Spirit, Inner Fire kind of combo the next turn, or if you toss even a Velen's Chosen. So you're getting twice, 2 card draws. You'll get 2 monsters with health. Like it could get crazy. The other good class I can think of this with would be Paladin, possibly Druid, because they have that like +5 taunt. They have the +2/+2 taunt. They have the +4 attack or +4 health and taunt. I think it'd be really cool. Obviously, Paladins have all the attack boosts and some of the Divine Shield stuff. But yeah, I think it's great. Next up, we get Naga Sea Witch, 5 mana, 5/5. Your cards cost 5. Obviously, the downside is all of your spare parts now cost 5. The upside, your Varian Rin, your mind control, now costs 5. So depending on when you play Naga Sea Witch, like you can drop the Sea Witch and drop a very powerful card as well turn 10. Like honestly, you could drop Sea Witch, trade all your stuff in, drop Kel'Thuzad, all that stuff comes back. Like it gets nuts. If you play on curve on turn 5, the next turn you can play a 10 mana, 9 mana, 8 mana, 7 mana, 6 mana. Well, you would play 6, but you know what I mean. You can play a higher card on a lower curve. But like I said, the drawback comes with it. So it's tough to see exactly how it works. It sounds cool. I do like the idea of it. We'll see how the cool deck builders come about. I'm definitely going to test some stuff out. But yeah. Summoning Stone, 5 mana, 0/6. A little cautious when something has 0 attack. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random minion of the same cost. Yes. I'm trying to think like what class casts a lot of spells. The most spells, I guess, be Mage. Who else would benefit from it? I mean, like high spells, Sprint, Flame Strike. What's the Druid 6 mana one that summons the Savage Roar? Force of Nature. That's the one I was thinking of. But that's just icing on the cake. Like, you know you're gonna win, so you would never have Summoning Stone out. It's okay. It's a cool idea. If you could get it to live, or like the minute it comes into play, get a buff, then it wouldn't be so bad. Like honestly, if this thing had 2 attack, I think, like obviously it's a Summoning Stone. It doesn't attack, but if there was some way to buff it immediately, I think it would be good. Much better than what it is now. Just give it 2 attack, 3 attack. I don't know. Eerie Statue, 4 mana, 7/7. Can't attack unless it's the only minion in the battlefield. Not bad. I I can easily see Handlocks thinking about putting Eerie Statue into their decks, because not only is it perfect taunt target, but it has the option to attack. Yeah, it does have some way to turn it around. But beyond that, I can't think of what else you'd use it for. You could silence it, yeah. And I think there is a spot for that kind of deck where you have Eerie Statue, Fell Reaver, and then you play that thing that silences your own guys. I think that's fine. But yeah, cool. Next up is Ancient Shade. 4 mana, 7/4, so that's on par with, is it Fugan or Stalag? Also, Salty Dog, I think. Battlecry, shuffle an Ancient Curse into your deck that deals 7 damage to you when drawn. So, once again, turn 4 or even coin turn 3, you can bring out Big Dude and have them deal with it for a later, for a problem to come along the road later. You might never see the deal 7 damage to you, depending on what kind of deck you're playing. So it's a gamble. Definitely I'm not going to be happy to lose to someone playing Ancient Shade, and I can't deal with it or whatever. So like, he turned 3 coins out Ancient Shade, turn 4 plays Ancient Shade, and I got nothing, and that's going to suck. But yeah, I think it's interesting, but maybe people might start running double BGH again. Who knows? Alright, next up is Fossilized Devilsaur. 8 mana, 8/8. Stats alright, I guess. Nothing special. Battlecry, if you control Beast, gain Taunt. Whoop-de-doo. You're as good as the Druid basic card. Which is fine, I guess. Although, like, come on. That's the Devilsaur's ability? Could have been so cool, right? So we'll just move on. That's all he is. It's common. That's good, I guess. 6 mana, 2/6. Wobbling Runts. Death Rattle. Summon 3 2/2 Runts. Now, can I make a... Nah, whatever. I think these are the people... Like, when you're in... Is it not Alderman? Is it? No, that's not right. Ungoro Crater, beneath Ungoro Crater was... Whatever, in the 3rd or 4th expansion, where these guys are from, I think there was like a couple places where like you would fight these guys all on each other's back, and then when you defeated the unit, they would split into the 3. I think that's what they are. That's cool, I guess. You're getting a lot of stats for 6 mana. Although since it's divided, I can't tell you how good that is. Like, it's not even that great to play it with Baron Rivendare, because sure, you'll summon 6 Runts, but like, do you have that space? Like, you know what I mean? I just don't know who would run it. It's definitely... No, it's... I was going to say it's a good target for, like, priest buffs, but, I mean, no. There's better options at 6 mana. But yeah, it's alright, I guess. 5 mana, 4/4, Anubisath Sentinel. Death Rattle. Give a random friendly minion +3/+3. Cool, I guess. Definitely something you'll like to see when you recombobulate a 5 mana, I guess. There has to be some play with that. I guess reincarnating with a shaman. So yeah, that's pretty good. Although you have to use reincarnate on it, but reincarnate's a cool card. Not a lot of people play it, but yeah, it's alright. Yeah. I just don't see anyone like choosing it on purpose, unless they have a Death Rattle deck and like some strategy to benefit from this, like Baron Rivendare. Like, can you imagine Baron Rivendare getting both buffs from this? That'd be interesting. So like he's a 1/7, becomes a 4/10, becomes a 7/13. Like fringe scenarios like that are cool, but it's okay. Not bad, just eh. Next up, 4 mana 3/4 Gorillabot, A3. If you control another mech, discover a mech. Obviously, good mech deck synergy. I don't know if I'd run 2 of it. Whoops. Yeah. I mean, you have the option to get like really powerful stuff. I don't think there's like a you'll have a choice of 3, so like I don't know what the worst 3 you can possibly get are, but not bad. I think it's the only mech too of this deck. A lot of beasts. Next 4 beasts. Moving on to Tomb Spider, 3 mana, 4 mana 3/3. Battlecry, discover a beast. Okay. There's definitely a lot of beasts now, so like you can get bad cards, but yeah, priest will priest. Druid and Hunter could use it. Otherwise, I don't really see it being played much in other people's decks. Maybe Arena. It's not bad. Stats are better than the next guy we're going to see, but this guy's moving on to the Jeweled Scarab. He's totally meant to be played on curve. So like if you don't play him at 2 mana, then like yeah, you're hoping you get maybe a removal spell for 3-cost remove a spell from your class. So it's 1/1 on par with same stats as the Gnomish Engineer. I think that's who it is. 2 mana 1/1 draw card. Pretty much the same thing, except this guy will always draw you a next turn card to play, which could be great, could be bad. I don't know. Like, it's up to the RNG to see if it's worth it, I think. So I'll test Jeweled Scarab, but I doubt I'll be keeping it in the deck. I'll be running a 1-off to test. Huge Toad. 2 mana 3/2 Death Rattle. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy. It's a beast. Definitely would fit in with the Inusa Sentinel Death Rattle deck one would possibly make. Of course, with the Wobbling Runts. Yeah. Like, when you think of Bloodfen Raptor, here you go. Completely power creeped version of it. I'm okay with it, though. No one was playing Bloodfen Raptor. There's so many 3/2 choices. But yeah, cool. Next up is Murloc Tinyfin. 0 mana 1/1 Murloc. He's a Wisp who can fit in a better deck than Wisp could, because he gets buffs just for being a Murloc. So yeah, Wisp OP. Wisp has now been buffed, barely, but yeah, I think he's cool. This kind of weakens the Paladins. Thank God. Yep. Okay, that's it. That's the cards. And because my life is busy, this comes out. It should be out now where I am. So let's mosey on over there and start playing. I've been ShadowSlayerX. This has been the League of Explorers Part 2. I love you. Terrible at rhyming. Donate if you're feeling generous. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always,